sounds
do you
like
think
bullshit.
that you think after that debate, you think the liberal media
No,
apparatus
prior
was
to that
support,
even.
Yeah, prior to that, because they'd heard that. But do you think that they were lying about that, or do you think that that's just what they were hearing?
I do think that they lost the faith of the electorate.
I'm not asking. I'm asking. Do you think they lied about it? Or do you think they were hearing that, so they reported because they thought it was true?
Destiny gets owned on the Adam Friedland show. Destiny just loves getting humiliated in public, and now he's decided to go on the Adam Friedland show where he gets owned on here. But let's see how this goes down.
He's lying, right? But they say that he's our guy, and that's why he's lying, and that's why we like it. He's lying for us.
But it's because he has like a very large conservative media sphere to draw from that are all supportive of him as the candidate, so he can do a lot of shows where he's never held accountable. But the left doesn't really have that.
MSNBC?
There's more commitment on the right to like a sycophantic support of the candidate, right? Like when Biden had his pretty bad debate performance, right? If Trump had a performance like that, do you think Fox News or the Daily Wire are like calling, maybe Trump needs to step down as a candidate? That's never ever happened.
You're saying that Fox News is like state media.
They're Trump media.
You occupied a position that that he was mentally competent to run for president again?
Like mentally competent and like fast enough to do like the debating stuff, I think are two different things.
We saw him debate Trump 4 years before that.
Do you think that's dementia?
The entire like liberal media apparatus was like, well, actually, when you talk to him, he's fine. And I do think the American people felt like, well,
wait. Do you
like
think
bullshit.
you think after that debate, you think the liberal media apparatus
prior
was
to that even.
Yeah, prior to that, because they'd heard that. But do you think that they were lying about that, or do you think that that's just what they were hearing?
I do think that they lost the faith of the electorate.
I'm not asking. I'm asking. Do you think they lied about it, or do you think they were hearing that, so they reported because they thought it was true?
I think people were afraid of Donald Trump winning, maybe.
And the way to.
What's annoying about Destiny, he's like an absolute contrarian. Like, you could sit there, you could both be looking at the blue sky and be like, oh, look, the sky is blue. That's a nice shade of blue. And they go, do you actually think that the sky is blue? Because I actually think it looks like a shade of black right now. It looks black to me. And then you go, what are you talking about? Dude, clearly it's blue. And like, well, that's just your eyes deceiving you. Destiny is always telling us not to believe our lying eyes, essentially. He's always has to be a contrarian. Joe Biden's debate performance against Donald Trump, that's not the first time that he's looked that awful. Like, again, we've been saying that he's on a mental decline ever since he ran for president in 2020, ever since he won the presidency. There's been multiple instances where Joe Biden's mental decline was on display that would get called out by right-wing media all the time. And the left-wing media would gaslight us into thinking, no, he's fine. He took a test. He's cleared. He's 100% mentally able and blah, blah, blah. And just a month before the debate, there was footage of Joe Biden, being senile. And the left-wing media was like, those are deep fakes. Those were not real. Those are conspiracy theories. Pretty much like they do with everything else the right-wing calls them out on. And then this debate happens. And Joe Biden, like, there was no hiding it. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad that the media just, they couldn't really lie about it anymore. I mean, come on. But then you have Destiny here just denied it. Like, honestly, like, I'm still trying to figure Destiny out. Like, do you think he really believes these things? Like, how can anybody in their sane mind believe these things? What do you guys think, though? Sound off in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this. Let's continue.
Maybe Donald Trump is a lie about Biden, so when he goes on stage and he has dementia,
so
everybody
the other
thinks
guy's
you're
not
crazy.
retarded. Yeah.
Yeah, but then why wouldn't he have just avoided the debates?
If you want to beat Trump, you should have a guy that's not retarded. No?
Yeah, but then I'm just saying, what I'm saying is conspiracy theories used to be good, but like this one doesn't even make sense.
It's not a conspiracy
It
theory.
is, because you're alleging with no evidence that all of them knew that Biden was gonna fuck that debate up, but they all said he wouldn't, and then he had the debate anyway.
No,
this only works if he doesn't have the debate.
I'm not alleging that. What I'm alleging is that we were told that, maybe he sounds like shit right now, but behind closed doors,
you're repeating this. But my question is, do you think they were lying about that, or do you think they genuinely believed it?
I think it tracked as bullshit to everyone.
Okay, you're still not answering the question, but that's okay. Like, from what I perceive, like, we're in different worlds, right? That after Biden had that debate, the whole Democratic world fell apart. They were like, he's got to go. We got to get this guy out of here. This is horrible. This is terrible. Donald Trump will never have a response like that in the right-leaning world, ever. He lost in 2020. His candidates lost in 2022. His special election picks, he's a loser politically in every sense of the word, but nobody will turn their back on him.
He just won as president.
He did this time, yeah. But after...
Yeah, he did this time, yeah. Yeah, he did this time. And he won in 2016. And let's face it, he probably did win in 2020. we'll never truly know if that was true or not, but I believe he did. But hey, I'm always open to any clear-cut evidence that no, he actually did lose. But let's just, for the sake of this argument, assume, yeah, he lost in 2020. In 2016, he won. 2020, he won. I mean, in 2024, he won. Like, this is absolutely mad of Destiny. Like, who still listens to this guy? To sit here like, oh, Donald Trump's a loser in every way. And he's picked out candidates that have won, that have won because he endorsed them. But Destiny always wants to focus on the losers that Donald Trump chose and not the winners. And honestly, he's trying to compare Donald Trump, like his mental capacity, to Joe Biden. There is no comparison. That's another left-wing gaslighting that they're trying to do, trying to make us believe, no, it's actually Donald Trump that has dementia. It's actually Donald Trump who's senile. All to deflect off of Joe Biden. But no, everyone knows it's not true. People don't look at Trump and be like, oh man, he's on a mental decline. But Joe Biden, it's obvious. It's obvious. I mean, and look at Destiny. Like, what? Oh my goodness. He is ridiculous.
4 years of like losing elections. What I'm saying is
we got the apprentice back.
He threw paper towels at Puerto Ricans and he talked about nuking hurricanes, but he never did the "you're fired" line. That's wild.
Well, he never put Hillary in a fucking dungeon like he promised us. You think I'm a Republican?
No.
I think what the Democratic Party's message these days is pretty much, you can't get health care, but we painted a rainbow crosswalk.
And all those people with like pre-existing conditions that can like switch jobs now, they're not enslaved to one company for the rest of their lives because they can't get health insurance. It's the same shit, right? Do you have any chronic conditions?
Big
The standards of living, and by every measurable thing, I think people's lives have gotten better, but I think we feel a lot based on like what we're being told and like what's in our environment around us. I think this is evidenced by the fact that Donald Trump could go on stage and like, weren't you better off 4 years ago? And everybody's like, yeah. And it's like 4 years ago we were in fucking lockdowns and the world was horrible.
I mean, like there's that statistic about like 50% of Americans can't afford $1,000 emergency.
Yeah, but like those things, like 70% of people live paycheck to pay. Like people, I don't know how I feel about those. Those are weird ones, yeah.
But living paycheck to paycheck is stressful, right?
I'm gonna be honest, okay?
Yeah.
I hate the middle class. When I was poor, okay, middle class people, they spend like they're rich and they LARP like they're poor people. And when I was poor, middle class people always act like they have so much more than they really do. And now that I'm rich, middle class complain like they're working class and they're not.
That's just
I hate them.
That's just a weird perspective.
It's not. It's correct. It's absolutely right. A middle class guy will say shit like, I live paycheck to paycheck. I can barely afford like the 4th car payment we have when we got our 2nd child a car. Like it's like stressful out here. Like we only went to Disney World twice this year. That's like a middle class like paycheck to paycheck.
That's your personal gripes with people. You should get people more money. The government.
Yeah, but like.
And you should offer a tangible way to do that.
Well, here's the way. So Kamala Harris's policies were the most tangible.
So if there wasn't any more reason to think that Destiny is like a scumbag, I mean, there's a whole list of reasons why, but just add that he hates the middle class. He hates the middle class. Now listen, I don't know much about Destiny's background, but from some of the things that I've covered, he's mentioned things like he's had both of his parents in his house. He comes from a Republican family that he said. So I'm going to gather by that maybe he didn't come from a rich family, but he probably did come from a middle-class family at the very least. So he knows what it's like to be middle. Is that what he's saying of his own parents, of his own family, that, that they pretty much would buy 4 cars or whatever you just said? It's hard because the people couldn't, they're struggling to pay their 4th car payment for their 2nd child or whatever. Is that the life that Destiny came from? But no, Destiny, it's not even just the middle class complaining. It's the poor as well. It's everybody. And listen, if you hate the middle class, I mean, that tells, because how can you, the only way to drop down the middle class, to kill the middle class, is what you're doing to the economy right now. That's how you kill the middle class. That's how you bring down the middle class, down a peg, down to the lower middle class, or the poor class, if you will, is by these Democrat policies. So you know what? It makes completely sense that that Destiny loves these Democrat policies. Because I guess in Destiny's mind, you should either be poor or you should be rich, like Destiny here. And look at this guy. Anyone who's like a fan of Destiny in the past, like from his stream, were his streaming videos really that good that this dude is able to be rich and live in a fancy, high-rise apartment or whatever he is, like this nice fancy apartment, or I don't know, whatever it is he lives in. and goes on these talk shows and give these wacky ass weird freaking unhinged takes over here. I know, like, I'm also part of the problem. I give Destiny attention here, yes, but I think it's important to call out people like Destiny because he does have such a dedicated fan base. He does have people who watch him, who actually like his stuff for some reason, and I think it's important to call out the disgusting human being that he is. And it's not even just on the inside. I mean, he's so disgusting on the inside, it appears on the outside. I mean, look at him. Like, what's the difference between watching him, watching him and his jaw swivel around talking about all these unhinged takes, and then watching him on, say, the corner of a street with with a homeless sign, rambling about the same things on the corner of the street? There's no difference. But this is a really scummy and unhinged take by Destiny, that he hates the middle class, but it does answer a lot of questions as to why he supports the Democrats so much, because the Democrats also hate the middle class. So at the very least, I understand why Destiny shills for the Democrats so much, because he has so much vile and just disgust and disdain in him for the middle class and other groups of people. He fits right into the Democrat Party. What do you guys think, though? Sound off in the comment section below. Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this. And if you do enjoy content like this, I got a whole bunch more goodies for you on the screen to click away and enjoy.